Hello, everybody, or anyone that might be watching. Thank you for joining in. We are going live on Tabletop Simulator, as you can probably see at the moment. And I have my special guest, Mike, who I just forgot once again to unmute. So let's do that. And 1, 2, 3. Mike?
Hi, peeps. How are we all doing?
There he is. We're going to make an attempt at, now this game is Dungeons, Dice, and Danger, which is a roll and write in the truest sense of the word. There's no writing in this because we're on Tabletop Simulator, so we have to use the built-in functionality of the stampy thing. I don't know what they call it, the decal function. And we've never used this mod before. I tried it out solo earlier, so we'll see how it goes. Wish us luck. So I think because of the functionality of that, Mike, do I have to go first? Do I have to hit that roll dice?
I'm happy for you to go first.
Okay, so we'll explain this
as we go along.
Yeah, we'll explain this as we go. Unfortunately, if I hit the roll dice and I'm not looking at the dice, Jeff, come on. Basically what Dungeons, Dice, and Danger is, I'll go back to my map so you can see it, is we are traveling through a dungeon by rolling 2 pairs of dice. Out of those 4 dice, you have to make 2 combinations which you cross off on your board. And you can't start anywhere, but you can see these green spaces here. Those are your starting spaces, and you venture out from there. You can see there are monsters like our, who's this guy? Our necromancer. And you would damage him by rolling either a total pair that equals a 3 or a pair that equals a 6. And you want to be the first to take these guys out, because if you are, you're going to get the better reward. So both players can take this necromancer out, but the first player to do so is going to get 2 gems, heal a life, and the second player is only going to get 1 gem, and that's it. You're trying to make your way all the way to the center of this board and eventually take out Derek the Observer, who is the boss, and he can be taken out by a 5, 8, or 10. And the way you activate those numbers is you make your way to the dungeon, and let's say you cross off this 5. The next time you roll a 5, you could choose to use it to damage Derek. But if you haven't ever traveled into this 8 space and you roll an 8, you can't use that 8 or the 10, which is up here. And the same goes for all the other enemies there. Now, I know I'm forgetting something. I think there was something in the rules regarding if you took out all 4 monsters, which in this case would be Sir Fish the Rank, the Ghastly Warden of Doom, the Pastry Mancer, the Necromancer, the Forlorn Phantom, and the Sickly Spectre. I remember something about, oh, maybe it was just these. So if you're the first one to take out the 2 Mancers, so the Pastry Mancer and the Necromancer, you're going to get a bonus of 3 gems. The next player to do that is only going to get 1 gem. Same with clearing out rubble. So in order to clear out rubble and continue moving through the dungeon, you have to roll a 4 combo twice. You cross that off, you cross that off. You've now able to traverse through that room, and you would mark off a rubble. And again, the first one to clear 6 rubbles is going to get 3 gems. The next person to do it is only going to get 1. There are spaces on here, such as treasure. So if you can get through the dungeon and get to the 3, you're going to get some treasure. You get through the 8 to the 12, you're going to get some treasure. First one, this one is not a first or second person. If you mark off all 6, you double them. And this is where you list out all your gems, and we got to do a little math at the end, and we'll figure out who the winner is. Now, if you ever get to a point where you get the 2, let's just take a look at our dice. And so here we could make, this is a good chance to show you, the person who is rolling, whoever's turn it is, has used to the special black dice. So let's pretend you're not that person at the moment, and this was the roll. So you have several combinations of numbers you can make here. So you could make your first pair be a 7, the 4 and the 3, or you could have it be the 4 and the 1 for a 5, or you could have a 3 and a 1 for a 4, and a 4 and a 4 is 8. The person whose turn it is can choose to sub in the black die that was rolled as one part of one of their pairs. That is the prerogative of the person whose turn it is. However, if you want to take advantage of that, each player has 3 times for free that they can choose to use that black die instead of one of the white dies. Now later on, you'll notice that there's some spaces on the board, like this number 11 that has a treasure chest. If you get to the treasure in this fantastic dungeon, you can choose one of 3 options, but only once. So for example, let's say you got into that treasure. You could choose to use that treasure to unlock this black die, which would give you 3 more times you could use the black die. Geez, I forgot to look this up beforehand. The torch, if I'm not mistaken, means you can skip a room you haven't discovered. So if you're desperately trying to get to Derek, am I right about that, Mike? Do you remember?
I believe it either lets you damage the monster for 1, or lets you light up a room for 1 mark-off.
So you only get to use that twice. And the top one is you get to basically heal a life, which I guess would, in our case, would mean, so the way we're going to do it is with the these little marker things we're going to use. We would stamp that off, but if you healed a life, you can actually take that stamp away by clicking it again. This one gives you I guess a gem as well each time you use it. So you're going to heal a life and get a gem each time for 3 times. Once you've used the 3 up, you can't use them again. It's a fairly simple game. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of like a dungeon crawl. We're playing on the Clumsy Cultist map, which is the beginners or easiest map, because it's Mike's first time playing it, and I haven't played it in a little while. So, anything else to add, Mike?
No, I think you've been through how to damage stuff, how to clear stuff. These ones, you need a double.
Yeah, and the number doesn't matter as long as they're both the same.
But that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think on some of the other maps there's a couple of more complicated squares, but not so much. I know that there's some on that type of square that shows the 2 doubles, there'll actually be a number, so you would need to roll double of whatever that number is. These are any number, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, I think that's it. So I think because we were playing around with this and we started it earlier, somehow the roll dice button ended on me. So if it's all right with you,
somehow.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll the dice. Does that sound okay, Mike?
Our way, boss.
There we go. So let's take a look at our dice. So it's my turn. So I can choose to make combos out of just those white ones. But if I want to use this black one, I have that prerogative. So just going to go over this on my first turn here with you. So I could roll a 3, I could roll a 6, I could roll a 4, I could roll a 5. So it's basically 3, 4, 5, 6 I could roll. And then if I can't find anything I want to do, I can start calculating to use that number 3. So let's have a look, starting in the green spaces. I can't go from a green space and just check off this 3 right away. That's not fair, but I could check off this 3. So I'm going to do that with this 2 and the 1. And then, so we'll do mine first, Mike, and then I'm going to pan over to yours, and we'll see what you do. So there's a 3, and which means that I've used those 2. So now I either have to use a 6, a 5, or a 7. So I've got a few things I can do. 6, a 5. What did I say? A 6, a 5, or a 7. Well, I guess I'll go for this this 7 right there. And now we'll zip over to Mike and see what he's going to do.
Well, I think I will grab the 6.
You can choose the size up X if you want.
Yeah, but I'm making sure that one's plotted out.
All right.
And then I'm going to choose a 5 by stealing the black dice.
Okay.
By using
one of the freeze.
One there.
Oh, start clearing the rubble. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And now I think I have to hit
me working towards the chest.
The chest, that's right. Okay. I keep forgetting that so the solo rules are a bit different. The solo rules for each time you don't attack a monster on a turn, you take a damage. That's not the case in this one. So I think if I hit done turn, hopefully it goes over to Mike and it will be his roll.
Okay. Ready to see the dice?
Already. Okay, we got lots of stuff there. So we'll watch you make your decision first. I'll head over to yours.
Okay, so I think I'll take the 12 for the rubble.
Okay.
So that gives me an 8 or a 7. So I will take the 8.
All right. Now over to me, I guess.
Far away.
All right. So let's start looking here. So what I really want, I want to start working towards either this pastrymancer or this necromancer. So I'm looking for a 3 or a 2, which I don't see there. So what else can we do? Trying not to use one of my free black die at the moment. So I can do an 8, I can do a 7, I can do a 10. Oh, wait a minute. Can I do an 8 and a 7? No, I can't.
An 8 and a 9.
I could do the 9. I could do the 8 and work my... You know what? I'm going to do that. So that's the 8, which leaves me with a 9. See, and the danger is if you start taking all your free spaces right up front, because you do not have to take an adjoining one to do a green space. If I can't ever place a number anywhere, I'm going to take damage. And these come big time off your points at the end. Of course, if you get to 20, you're out of the game altogether. So you just score yourself up and that's it. Let's see here. 6, 7, 8, so 9. I guess I'm going to have to use... Yeah, I'm not doing good strategy here, Mike. All right, we're going to go with the 9. And that's it.
Okay. Top your done turn, and it'll be over to you.
There we go. Thank you. All right, let's roll the dice here. Should roll them twice. There we go. That looks familiar. So we've got a couple of different combos in there. So I'll do my sheet first, Mike, and then we'll pop over to yours. So I've got... I really want a low number, though. Jeez. Well, I'm going to do this 7. So the 4 and the 3 die to get closer to my dude there. Oh. Which leaves me with 12. Oops. I hit the wrong button. Oops. 12 or 10, basically. Okay.
10 would get you here because it is adjoining.
It is adjoining, that's right. So thank you. So I will do that. I'll cross off the 10 and I get to put an X down in my treasure. There. And that's it for my turn. Let's pop over to Mike's side and take a look.
Well, I'm going to use the 12 and then take out the rubble. So that gives
Good
me
strategy.
one of those. So that gives me 7.
Or you can use another black die if you want.
Well, the reason I used the black die first of all was because I wanted to try and work on the rubble. So I was looking to get through that area. So now I'm through that area, I'll hold on to the black dies unless I need them.
Well, the black die wouldn't do anything here. I guess you could do an 8 if you really wanted to. But...
So I'm going to take that 7. And that'll let me, I can start working on the wee beastie there.
Yeah, makes sense.
The forlorn phantom.
All right, and I will hand it back to you.
Oh, off the rolly dice.
Look at them bounce.
3 is good. It's a low number. Low numbers seem to be hard to get.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Jeez.
So
Usually, if we were playing too many bones, that's all we'd get.
So I marked off that 3, which means I can use 3s to press this dude.
Correct.
And that gives me a 9, which means I can tag this guy.
Very good. Yeah.
And that's me done.
Okay, let's have a look what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna use the 6 and the 3 to do a 9 because I'm in there. Now these two are already filled in, so it's not like the other ones where you have to use one of the room numbers. I guess I didn't mention that earlier. For these types where you see that they're just white outlines, depending on which room you land in, you would cross off one of these. So if I landed in this 2, I could cross off the 2, and therefore every time after that, if I got a 2, I could attack them. And if I had crossed off this one, either instead of or as well, the 7 would be crossed off as well, which gives you 2 different targets. Whereas this Forlorn Phantom here, his are already crossed off, I guess you could look at it. So it's a 3 or a 9 would damage him. So I'm going to use the 6 and the 3 and the 1 and the 2 to damage him twice. And that would be my turn.
Okay, so hit done and roll dice.
Right, I always forget to do that. Okay, so let's roll our dice. All these high rolls, wow. All right, so what can we do here? So I've got a 12, I've got a 10, I've got an 11, and I could also use this on top of any of those. So what I don't have is a 2. AP. I'll use the 5 and the 4 to make a 9 and take another damage on that Forlorn Phantom. Which means I have to do something with these other ones. So it's either 12 or 7. 12 or 7. I can't do that. I can't do that. I think I might be taking a damage here already. Oh no, I do have a 12 up here, I guess. That's worst case scenario. Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do because I don't see an alternative anywhere. So there we go. Oh, that didn't work. Do you have to hit done turn now?
I have to hit done turn at the end of my turn.
At the end, okay, so we're going to go take a look at yours.
Yeah. So I have 12 I can choose from. 11 or 10. 9. I would like the 9, but that would leave me with the 12, and I can't do a lot with the 12.
Right.
I think I will do. If I hit 9 here.
Yeah, you're really boogieing along the dungeon here.
Then I can pop this 12 out. So I don't actually take a damage.
Right.
And I think that's me.
All right. We're going to go for Mike's roll now. So a lot of options. At least we got some low numbers now to work with.
I think I'm going to go a 9 with the 5 and the 4 on a free and hit this guy twice.
Good idea. Yeah. All right, and I'll zip over. So I'm going to do the 1 and the 2 to do a 3 and kill this guy. Stampy, 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 stampy. And I get 3 jewels for doing that. So my first 3 jewels actually at this point. 1, 2, 3.
Now you killed him. I know whenever I watched the Rodney video earlier, it said whenever one gets killed on anybody else's pad, they get 1 tag.
Just to tell you that you're not the first, is that the idea? I think what they were doing is they were crossing off the 3 jewels.
No, as in I get 1 damage on him.
Oh, you do? Okay.
That's what Rodney was saying, so...
I don't know.
But I'm not 100%. You're the one who's played this game before. So.
We've never done it that way.
No problem.
There was, on one of the maps, a power that triggers and does that.
Okay, that might be that.
Yeah, so you've done the right thing and crossed it off there. And I still had to do something else, didn't I? Yes, I did the 3, so now I either need to do an 8 or a 9. Oh, come on.
If you want to use the 9, you need to use one of your specials.
Well, that's right, it was your roll. I forgot about that. I don't have an 8 available that I can see. Seeing isn't my forte. So I think I'm taking a damage. Here we go. Oh no. All right, that's it for me. So I do the done turn now?
Yep.
There we go. All right, let's take a look how our dice go here. All right, so we've got... I can do a 9. I really need to get something going here. Well, I've gone through that room now, so I think I'm going to use the black die and the 5 to make a 10 so I can start moving through. Which leaves me a few choices, so I can have an 8 or a 7, basically. Which I don't think leaves me much. An 8 or a 7. Nope. I'm taking another damage. And now over to Mike.
So I think I'm taking a 9 so I can kill that dude and get a gem. 1 turn too late, but still I'm taking it.
Makes sense.
So that leaves me with a 7, and the only 7 that I see is the green one.
Yep. At least you're not taking damage.
Not yet. And that's me.
All right.
So if you hit your done turn, I can roll.
Let's see. Lots of combos there. So we've got... Well, you've got the option of the 2 die, which does help. Possibly. I think I need to get to a treasure so I can heal a little bit. So Mike has an 11, a 10, a 9, and then you add the 2 in and you have a whole bunch of other things.
Yeah, I'm not liking my choices much.
You do have 11 left in the green, or a 9 will start getting you towards.
Yeah, I think I'll do the 9 because that opens another avenue for me to start moving.
Right.
So that's the 5 and a 4 done.
Okay.
So I either have a 7, an 8, or an 11. 7 I don't have any use for. 8 I don't have any use for.
You do have a coin 11 here. Treasure.
Oh yeah. I will. Oh, or the
actual treasure. Yeah.
Yep, I'll definitely go in for the treasure.
Nice. Which one you going to go for?
I am going to go for the light the room option.
All right. Now let's look at what I can do. Probably nothing, knowing my luck. I've got a 9. Nope. Gotta have... Oh, there we go. I have an 11 here. Let me just look at the other options before I do that. So if I do the 11, then it leaves me with a 9 without using the freebie. And I'm not seeing that. Yeah. I guess I could do... Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do for that second one. So if I go 11, which I just did... Or was that a 9 I just did? It was an 11, okay. So I go for the 11, that takes those two out, which leaves me with a 9, or I could use the black die for a 7 or a 6. 7 or a 6. Well, I think I'm going to have to use the black die, one of my free black dies, so I can cross off this 6 and start making my way over that way. All right. Done turn? Yes. No. What was I supposed to?
I didn't click it that time.
Oh, okay. There we go. It's funny that Mike knows the mod better than I do. And he's never played the game before.
Yeah, I just put it up a few hours ago to have a tinker. Oh, a 2. A 2
okay,
good.
some nice low numbers there. Yeah. I am going to take that 2. Now I saw somewhere that they had the 2s. So if I mark off the 2 with the 2, does that work? Oh, it does work. There we go. Okay, that's the 2. So I've got a 7 or a 10 or a 9. 7, a 10, or a 9. I constantly miss things in this game. I guess just to keep things moving, because I don't see anything else. I'm going to mark off the 10 here, just so I don't take a damage. And I'll do done turn. And now over to Mike.
Okay, well, I'm still not sure what I'm doing. So if I take the 2, yeah, I reckon I'll take the 2 here. That'll give me the 7, and I have nowhere for the 7.
No, so, that's right. You can't just pop through and fill that one in.
But I do have a 10 here I could use.
Do you have anywhere that there's a gap before a 7? Because you could use your torch. And I don't think that counts on the monster as a gap.
Yeah, I don't believe so. No, I'm happy enough to use a black dice.
Okay.
That opens up a chance to get another chest,
yes,
which could get me more black dice.
I badly need one of those, that's for sure. And that's it.
Oh, is it my? Oh, it must be my spin.
It's your roll now. Yeah.
Oh, what are you? Well, it says a 1. Are we taking it as a 1 or?
Yeah, if you hover over it, it says 1, so that's what we're going to accept it as.
Okay, so.
See if I can fix that. There we go.
I think what I'll do is this for the 2.
Okay.
And this for the
pair of 6s.
The pair.
Nicely done. Don't be surprised if I don't do the same thing.
I'm trying to open more avenues so more numbers are easier to use.
Right. Now, neither of us have killed either of the Mancers off yet.
I have access to both monsters, but I don't have any damage on them.
Right. And I have access to one of them. So, I'm going to use the two ones to take a damage off the Pastry Mancer. And can I use that? Yes. Well, but should I use that is the better question.
You can do your 12 here.
Yeah, I was looking at that, and there's also a treasure, but I can't use that right now. So yeah, I'm going to start taking off the rubble. And that's it for me. And you did yours, right? Okay.
Yep. Your turn to roll.
All right, look, they all landed normally too. All right, so let's look at what we got here. So, gotta think strategically here. I don't have a lot of access. I need that 3, so I'm going to use the 2 and the 1, maybe. I just got to look at where the 9 leaves me, because 9s have not been kind to me. The 2 and the 1 would give me this 3. So I can use the 3s there. And then that leaves me a 9, or I can play with the black die. So it's a 9, a 5, or an 8. 9, a 5, or an 8. Well, why don't I use it as an 8? So I'm going to use the 2 black die and the 6, and we'll damage the Sickly Spectre for 1 damage. And then I'm done. Let's head over to Mike.
Okie dokie. What I'm looking at is the 3 to start doing damage on this little dude.
Very well, yeah.
And that would leave me a 9. So where could I use the 9?
That's the mistake I always make. I get really excited about one of the pairs and then I forget that I'm going to leave myself with no alternative for the second one. I don't even see any 9s. I guess you've covered them already, maybe.
So, yeah, that's going to be difficult.
Yeah,
so
this fish guy down here uses 9s for damage.
He's a way off though.
Yeah.
So at that point then, I'm probably looking at a 4 or a 5. So a 5 I could go here.
That's true.
And that would give me a 7. Well, it ain't useful either.
No. Is Mike taking his first damage? Stay tuned.
So I'm taking the 5, that leaves me a 7, a 3. I'm going to take it as a 3.
Okay, use the last black die. Okay.
Yeah, well, it
the
is
last
and it
free
isn't.
one. Yeah.
So
you can
opening
now
up
do it
the
again.
chest, which gives me more black die to use.
There he goes. And he didn't take a damage. He's going to live. He's going to win this just because he's going to survive, and I'll recklessly run in head on. All right.
I will live by attrition.
That's right. Your roll, sir. All right.
I reckon I will bob you for free.
Yep.
I need to start doing damage on stuff.
So Mike's using his the 2 black die and the 1.
Which will leave me an 11.
a 9,
9.
and an 8.
Those are not good numbers for me. We already realized this last turn.
Were they the same numbers? No, there was a 7 in there
Close.
last time. Oh, you have an 11 right there.
So, yeah, I'll pop that. So that's the 11. And the other one was to do damage to Bert turn here.
All right. Nice turn.
That'll do me. I'm happy enough with that.
Nothing's working for me here. Why? I don't know what happened there. I glitched. Okay, so let's take a look. I'm trying not to use that black die, but I might just have to do that. 9. Nope. 11. 6. Jeez. Well, I've got the 3 and the 1 for 4, so I'm going to damage the Sickly Spectre for another 1. Which means I have to use this 11 somewhere. I'm not through the rubble, so that doesn't help me there yet, but I do have a free 11 left as no other alternative, so I think that's what I'm going to have to do. And there we go. All right. Let's roll away. That almost seems like the same roll. Well, I'm going to use these 2 2s to do another damage to the Sickly Spectre. Which leaves me 11 or 8 or 7. None of which seem like particularly good numbers. 11, an 8, or a 7.
Well, the 8 will let you do this.
Oh, that's true. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Thank you. So we've killed him. We get 3 jewels. Thank you, Mike. All right, over to Mike.
Okay, well, I'll use the 11 down here.
Nice.
So that'll get me some treasure. And then that's a 4. No matter what way I count it, it's a 4.
Right. You've got one there, yeah.
Yeah, I could take this one that could get me access to the gems. I could open this, but I'm already attacking him from this side.
Right, so you don't have to necessarily do that.
Yeah, I think I'll do this one.
All right.
And it's time to roll them bones.
In case anyone's wondering that's watching this, I'm helping Mike because this is a friendly first game.
Yeah, we're helping each other.
And vice versa.
I think I'll take the 4s here.
Oh, the black. Right, I didn't even see that. The black die on the other 4. Okay.
And then the 3 I'll take here.
Good one. Good turn. All right. And what am I going to do? 7, 5. I really would like to have anything there. So 9, maybe. Nope. And I forgot to put a big stamp on that guy. You're dead. I do have the 5 So I could cross off one of my starter spaces, but that's not really the point. And this was still your roll, so I can't, I mean, I can use the black die if I want, but it gives me an 8. So what do I really want? That's the question. Wouldn't mind it. I used to be in love with Jerry Halliwell way back in the day. Okay, so let's see. I could do a 6. Come on, there's got to be a 6. Only if I had a 4. I could do another 6. Wow. Not a lot of good alternatives here. I think what I'm going to have to do is the 4 and the 1.
5 here.
Yeah, the 4 and the 1 to start that rubble going away, which leaves me with a 7, a 6, or a 9, which I don't have. What I really wanted is that 3 to get a treasure. 7, 6, or 9. I don't see anything.
Well, why don't you take the 3 instead of the 5?
Oh yeah, but where did I check that off? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't need that rebel. Thank you. So we'll do that 3, which I've now lost. There we go. And I'm going to take the... I'm going to take the health and gem one. Not going to use it yet. So that's the 3, which leaves me with a 9 or a 9 or an 8. Nope, I think I've just taken a damage. Which I'm going to use one of my heals and not bother filling in the damage. And I'll take the gem that it gives me as well. That's one of my 3. And that would end my turn. All right, let's see if we get a better roll this time around. All right, so we've got some. That's good. We're going to go with a 2 on that one, right?
Yep.
Oh, that's a 5. Okay, so I can roll this 5 and start making my way down towards some treasure. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7. I think I'm going to do the 6, 7, 8. So the 6 and the 2. Wait, I just had an idea for that, but I've just totally lost it. Oh, to get this 8 right here. And then I have a 6 or a 7, basically. Which I don't think helps me at all in any way whatsoever. Nope. So I'm going to take that damage. And over to Mike.
I'm going to take the 6 here.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 8 here. So I don't need to take damage.
Okay. You're up. Couple of options there, that's for sure.
Why can I use 6s on this guy?
That's true. That opens that up.
I'm gonna take the 3 on him, I reckon.
Mm-hmm.
This will leave me a 8, 5, or 9. Yeah, so to use the 3, the 2 and the 1, and then the 6 and the 2 for the 8 here.
Perfect. All right, so what are we going to do now? That's not going to trip us up or smash us in the face. I'm going to... so that's a 5. That's a 3. Well, I can take the 3 and damage the necromancer. which leaves me with a 9, which if I remember correctly does nothing for me. So, well, that's a, oh no, I can't get there, darn it. So the 3, so I'm going to use the 3. No. Man, thinky. If I use that 8, does that do anything? Yes, it does, which means I have a 4. Okay, so I'm going to use the 3 and the 1 to get rid of this 4, which leaves me with 8, and that means I can clear this second rubble right there. And that's it. Okay.
Away, boss.
Rolling. Okay, so let's have a look again. Hopefully have some better options. So that's a 10, 6. Okay, so that's the 4 and that's a 4. So what can we do with the 4 afterwards? That's going to be the big question here. Well, I'm going to take this. No, wait a minute. I'm going to take the 4 and the 3 to cross off this 7, which, if I figure it out here, opens up the 7 for me. And that lets me do a 6 and a 1 to damage that guy with the 7. And now moving over to Mike.
Okay, so I'm going to take the 6, 4 and the 2.
Right.
I'll pop this little dude.
Nice.
So that means I get 2 gems but lose a life.
No, you would gain a heart back, but you don't have any damage, so you...
Okay, but 2 gems.
Yeah.
And I'll kill this one.
Big axe for you.
And then that gives me a 4, so I'll use the 4 here.
Nice. Which keeps you moving through the dungeon, so...
Yeah.
All right. Your roll. Lots of 4s there.
Yeah. It's good if I'm looking at Yahtzee, I guess.
Well, you do have that
Well, yeah.
double space there.
And then the 5. Where can I pop a 5?
Yeah, you know, I'm not seeing a lot. Oh, Derek has a 5.
Well, even another 8, because I can use the black dice again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can do the 8 here.
Oh, right.
So 8 there, and the 5, or the other 8 here.
Okay. And for me, can I get that? So I've got 8 and I've got 5. That's pretty much my 2 choices. Well, the 5 I'm going to take here. And I've already finished that rubble off. Do I have somewhere to put an 8? I've already killed him, so I can't use it there, but there's 2 4s. So rather than damaging myself, I'm going to do the double square here, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, that's it. All right, let's roll away here. All right, got doubles again at the very least. So. And this one I've only crossed off the 3 if I'm not mistaken. So I can start use a 4 and a 2 to knock out the first part of the rubble there, which leaves me with a 4 or a 5. 4 or a 5. Well, I do have a 4 here as a worst case scenario. But, I don't see anything else better at the moment anyway, so I'm going to use that 4. And that will end my turn. Let's go over to Mike.
I'm gonna use the 4 to kill this dude up here.
Okay.
So that's... And I already had him dead. So that's a gem for that one.
Yep.
Then that gives me a 6. I'm gonna pop the 6 in here. Start
Perfect.
working on that rubble.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can use the 10.
You can also use the 10 here and start attacking Derek.
Yeah, that might be handy. So I reckon I'm going to use the 2 here and
Right.
the 10 here.
Fair enough. All right, so now what am I going to do with a whole bunch of nothing? I've got...
Actually, I'm going to delete that too.
Okay.
I'm going to do it here
Ah, okay.
to get the wee
Extra
gem.
gem, yeah. All right, so that would leave me with a 9 that I'm not sure I can use anywhere. If I do the 2, oh, I can use it. But why did I want to use the 2? Now I can't remember. Oh, I remember. So I'm going to use the 2 1s to damage the Pastrymancer. And the 9, there was some rubble somewhere I was trying to clear right here. Unless it would be better somewhere else, but I don't think so. So that would be it for me. All right, let's see if I can get a better roll this time. All right. Can I get a 6? So I've got the 4 and the 2 to clear this rubble. So let's do that. Clears off the rubble. I've got 1, 2 rubble cleared. I forgot to check these off last time. And that leaves me 3, which I can damage this necromancer with. And that would be it for me, and we'll go over to Mike.
So I'm going to do the 6, the 2 and the 4.
Okay.
That'll take out that rubble for me. That'll leave me with a 3. The only 3 I can see is this one.
Yeah, this one you don't have access to.
So I'm either looking at a 6 if I wanted, or a 5 if I wanted to use the black dice.
Right. Which you could do that, yeah.
Yeah, 5 would let me
Attack for 5.
jump into here.
I'll mark it for you. Don't worry. 5. Right there.
That's the me.
Okay. And now you're rolling, right? No, wait. Was that it for... I did my turn, didn't I?
Oh, yep. Must
Okay.
be me.
That's you.
Or did I roll there?
I don't remember. That's a 2.
So that was a 5 I'm after for that.
Well, you have that.
So that would leave me a 11, 9, or 10.
Attacking the ghastly Warden of Doom.
Yeah, I'll go for the Warden and I'll go for Big Eye Bob. Or Big Eye Derek.
Oh, right. We got to mark off the 10 there. Forgot to do that. Yep. Okay. Oh, can I do anything here? It's a 5. Not really. 6 and an 8. Well, the 5 I can mark off the same square there, which gives me the 5. And then I have a 9. This was your roll, so this I have a 9, but I can also use that for a 10 or an 11. I'm not sure. Oh, I have the 9 though, right? Okay, so I'm going to clear off this other rubble and pick the third one, and that's it for that. And now I'll roll. Okay, lots of possibilities. Staying positive here. So we've got, let's see, we've got 8, we've got 7, we've got 6, we've got 3. Well, I'll use the 3 to damage this. So that takes out the 1 and the 2, which leaves me 9, 8, or 7. And I can use the 7 to do another damage on the Pastrymancer. So that will be it for my turn, and over to Mike.
I'm going to use the 8, so the 5 and the 3 to open up this one. And then I'll use the 3 to get some gold. Because it isn't all about killing monsters, it's about getting points.
He who dies with the most loot wins, right? Hey, mean lady.
So, my time to roll.
Your turn to roll.
So, I can do the 12.
That's right. Yep. More loot.
More loot for the loot god. And that would give me a 5. Yep, I'm happy with that. So, there, and then I can ping him for that 5.
Nice. Doing well. I, however, am not doing well. All right, so I've got an 8. I've got a 3. Why does 3 ring a bell? Well, I'm going to use the 2 and the 1 to ping the Necromancer, which leaves me with a 9, which, no, that's not going to work. So do I have a 12 I can use? Yes, I do. So I'm going to use your black die, my second one, and remove the second part of this rubble over here. And that would be it for my turn. Appreciate you popping in, mean lady. Do yourself a favor and throw a whole bunch of emotes into that chat and watch what happens. Like a whole bunch of them, and then chat it. Just for fun. In the meantime, I'm going to roll the dice. Or did I do that already? Did I roll, Mike?
No, it's your turn to roll.
Okay, thanks. Here we go. Fun, right, mean lady? All right, so let's see what we can do here. We've got a 3. We've got doubles. Do I have a 5? That'd be nice. I do. I'm going to use the 4 and the 1 to ping the Ghastly Warden of Doom. I have the 5. Which means I can do a combo of the same thing. So a 4 or a 7, basically. 4. Please tell me there's somewhere to put a 4. Oh, the 7. I can knock out this Pastrymancer. Have you killed him already?
Which one?
Yeah, the
No,
pastry.
I haven't.
Okay.
I got the other one.
Okay. So I'm going to kill this guy, which lets me heal for 1. So I take one of those guys away. And I mark him off. I think that's in there. Which one? Oh, he's this one. Okay. I don't think it matters. And that's it for me. Let's roll over to Mike.
I think I want to take the 7.
Okay, very good. Yeah.
So that leaves me with a 6. And I'm not sure I have anywhere for the 6.
Yes. Oh, shoot. I thought I saw one there, but no. There's one. Oh, it's on the other side of the ghastly warden of doom.
Yeah, I'm not through him yet. So that means I have to take a damage.
You have to take a damage. Your first damage.
Yeah, well. Only a flesh wound.
There you go. And now it's you're done.
It's me.
Yep.
And then roll the dice.
All right. Let's see what Mike makes of it. Was that comment, mean lady, about Monty Python? I'm going to assume that's what it was. Hope I'm coming through okay. I got a mic boom arm. And I hope it's not too close to my mouth. So. All good, thank you. Did I miss Mike?
No, I haven't went yet. I need somewhere to throw an 8.
Take care, mean lady. Thanks for popping in. I'm easily distracted.
I'm going to use this torch to open up this room.
Alrighty. Now, do you get the benefits of the gold when you use the torch?
I would say so.
Yeah, why not? You threw a torch in there and you discovered gold.
Yeah. So that will let me hit that 8.
Mm-hmm.
And then I use the 7 to damage this dude.
All right. Did you hit an X for your gold down here?
Oh, I will do it.
There we go. All right, let's see if I can make anything of this. So we've got a 6. Now I could use that 6, but I want to progress further here. That's a 4, 9, 11. Oh. No, that doesn't work, does it? 6, 7. Ah. All right, well, I think I can... No. Wait a minute. I had an idea and it's left me. Where's the 8? I can fill in this 8 with the 5 and the 3, which leaves me with a 7, which I can go right here. And then I'm filled in the 7 requirement for the Ghastly Warden of Doom as well. So that's what we'll do. And that will end my turn. And then I roll.
Yep.
Okay, so we've got a 9. I want to damage this guy. I got a 5 and a 7 to damage him. So if I use the 5 and the 2, question is, do I have a 10 open somewhere for the other 2? But I also have the black die. So let's use the 5 and the 2 for the 7 to damage him. Oh, oopsie. I forgot to change that back to the big X. There we go. So 7. And I've either got a 10, another 7. Oh, I could do that. Or a 5. So either one of those lets me damage him, which I'm going to do. That, and it made it over there. There we go. And that is the end of my turn. Over to Mike.
So I'm going to do a 7 and a 10. 10 I'll pop up here for the big eye boss.
Yep.
And 7 I'm going to do down here.
Well
for this
done.
dude.
Okay, rolling. Let's see here.
I wanted another 7. So I could kill off the dude down here.
Oh, the ghastly Warden of Doom. The mean lady, by the way, is my wife. She's the only chatter so far. And she said, bye, Mike.
Oh, I hadn't noticed chat there. Oh, she's not that mean then.
That's her traditional gaming name from way back in the days where we played a lot of MMOs online.
So I think I'm going to use the 10 here. Continue battering at Big Eyed Bob.
Yep.
So that gives me an 11, a 6, or a 7. Oh, I do have a 7?
Yeah, you do.
Oh.
You killed him.
So, kill this dude. And that gives me 3.
Which means on mine, I'm going to go mark off the 3. Oh, that was your second.
That was
there,
my second.
Okay, so let's take a look.
10 and the 7.
So I've got an 11, I've got a 12, I've got a 7. So 12, 11, or 7. Well, the 7, so the 5, the 6 and the 1 I'm going to use to bop him as well. Which leaves me 11. Which I don't think that's a joining, so that doesn't help me there. Oh, this one is though. So I'll use it on the gold down at the bottom there and take another prize.
Ah, yeah, big gold digger.
And I guess we'll roll. All right. I can't even attack the big guy there. But I'm going to take the 6 and the 1 and kill off the Ghastly Warden, which gives me 1 jewel. Better than nothing. Oop. He's gone.
I got him just in time.
You did. You did. So I can do I did the 6 and the 1, so I can do a 5. I can do a 4, or I can do a 7. 5, a 4, or a 7. So I'm going to take the... oh, I'm not adjoining that, am I? Nope. 5, a 4, or a 7. Really? I got to use my last free 5? Huh, I guess that's about it. So I'll use my last free 5 right there. And I'm done. And we'll go over to mine.
Okay, well I need a 6, but I can't get one. I want a 6 for here to get out of this respawn.
Mike, I should check with you. How are you for time? Because we're past the hour.
Oh, that's fine, that's fine.
Okay, just let me know.
I want to use these 3 dice together to get the 6. No, don't like the rule.
House rules.
So I'll use a 10. I might as well continue the buys.
Yeah, he's worth a lot of points. Jewels and stuff.
That gives me a 4 I need to find the spot for, so I might as well do this 4 here.
Mm-hmm. And if I'm not mistaken, once one person has killed the big boss, the other person doesn't get anything for killing him, so he becomes a moot point after that.
Really? Didn't know that.
I believe so.
And the game is over whenever we've killed the big boss and somebody kills this wee one down in the corner.
Sir Fish the Rank. Yeah.
Because it's whenever they've all died at least once.
And I think we've killed all of them except that guy. And the boss, of course. So.
But he's away down in the corner somewhere.
Yep.
Okay, so that was my turn done.
Okay. Go over to me.
You went, it was me to roll dice.
Yep, sorry. I'm easily distracted by just about everything.
Well, that gives me the 6 I'm after. To try and get out of this little spot. So that's an 11, another 10. I might as well take the 10. Keep bicing the big bob.
Yep. All right, what can we do? We've got a 10, but I can't do anything with... Oh, I can do that. I'm going to take the 10 so I can start chipping away at Derek.
I think you can... Actually, no, you can still damage him, I believe, because you get 1 point for every 3 damage that's done to
I think
the
so,
main boss.
yeah. And not to mention, it's another place to put a number if I don't have anything else.
But you don't get any bonuses for it.
No, I think once you've got that, that's it. Okay, so that's my 10, which leaves me with 6 or 9 if I want to use the black die. But I guess I'll use the 6 as well over here and start making my way east. And I'm done. And let's roll. Seem to be losing my voice again. Jeez. All right, lots of high numbers there. So I've got another 11, which I could waste one on if I wanted to. I've got a 10, so I can bop Derek. So that's the 6 and the 4, which leaves me a 10 again or an 8. So I can always bop Derek again, but never know strategically. I don't see anywhere else to put that 8 though. So we'll bop him a second time. And that would be it for me. And let's go over to Mike.
Well, I just easy. I'm gonna bop him twice.
Basically what I just did. Nice.
So I get so 10 again for Bob and Derek.
Yeah. Now you've got, you can use a 10, and you can use the 12 to get this
12
jewel.
or an 8.
If you want.
Oh, the jewel, yeah.
There's a jewel over here.
I will definitely do that, so I'll do a bit of bopping.
Nice.
And some monies.
All right. Did I? No. So I have to do something with these now. So same dealio. 10 and an 8 or a 12. 10 or an 8 or a 12. So I can do the bopping. I'm just making sure that that's what I really want to do first. I don't... Oh, wait. So I can do the 10. And I can use the black die. But do I want to do that? Let's think about that for a second. If I don't want to do that, I need an 8 somewhere. But I don't see an 8. So I'm going to use the black die. I'll use my last free black die to use the 12. And I'm going to grab this jewel way back near the beginning there. And that will be it for me. And it's my roll again.
Yep.
Okay, what can we make of this? So we've got a 6, a 4, a 7, and an 8, and a 9. 6, 4, 7, 8, 9. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, man. We can go... Well, I can do the 9 by using the 5 and the 4. I'll do that. 5 and the 4. And that leaves me with a 3 and a 1, or a 3 and 3. So if I use the 3 and 1, I could go there to that 4. And I think that's really all I can do. So I'm going to fill in that 4, which opens up these 2 jewels for the future. And over to Mike.
I think I'm going to use a 4 and a 7. So the 4 will be here. And that can open up this 11 for me down the line. So the only other spot I have is these for the 7 is
Right.
here. But that will let me bop this dude on
Either
2s and
number.
7s now.
Nice.
Oh, and my roll.
Your roll.
So it seems that this one here and the 4's connected. Yeah? There's
Yes.
like a wee carriage, wee passageway there.
It does seem open, yeah.
I'm gonna take that 4.
Okay. That's with the 3 and the 1.
3 and the 1, yeah. Well, that gives me a 5.
Well, you could actually use the 5 and the black 3 to fill in the 8 for Derek if you wanted to.
Yeah, that might help. As much as anything, I'm trying to give myself numbers to use. So that would definitely help.
Yeah. You're
Okay.
well on your way to killing him, actually. Pretty good. All right, so what am I going to do? 5 is 8. And a 3. No 4. So 3 and 1 is 4, and that's 7. Don't see any good open 7s for me. 3, 8. What about an 8? Nope, don't see that either, but I'd really like to open up that 4. So that would be the 3 and the 1, which means I'm stuck with a 7 that I can't use anywhere. But I'm going to take my lumps because I want to head towards Derek. Just make sure I don't have a 7 anywhere. I don't see one anywhere. No.
You're taking the 4.
I'm taking the 4, so the 3 and the 1. So I either have 7 or 8. I mean, I could use... Oh no, I don't have another black die to use. And it's not my turn.
Or a 5. Do you have a 5?
I have a 5 that I can't use, no. So we'll just take my lumps on that, but I'm going to use my second heal instead of taking a damage, and I'll get a jewel for that. And that would be it for me. And let's roll.
Time to roll.
Okay, let's see if we can do something here. So, no, we can't. 5, 6, 7, no. Well, I'm going to take the 2 4s and fill in the 8. So that at least lets me do the 8s here. Which leaves me 6 or a 7 or a 3. So I can definitely use those. It's just a question of where to use them. 6, a 7, or a 3. 7's out. We know that from last time. I can use this 6 here. I can use this 3. Which doesn't particularly do anything, but I can use this 3 here and get some gold, I guess. Why not? Get some gold. And that's the end of my turn. And over to Mike.
I think I want to open the 5 up.
That would be prudent.
So that's...
You got lots of options now.
Yeah, so that gives me 5, 8, and 10 to damage them.
Yep.
So
Wait, what
that
did
gives me...
Oh, you used a 4 and a 1 for the 5. Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. So that gives me a 9.
Or you can use one of your treasure black dice. If that helps at all.
Yeah. So that would be a 6 or 7, and I don't really see a 6 or 7 either.
No, they've kind of all been used up. Oh, wait, no, there's a 7 on this Pastry Mancer on your board.
So I'll be using one of these. Get that. I think I'll take the lump because I'm still no minus points.
Okay. And he's rolling. Okay. He gets used to that black die, which means he could damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Derek
take
again.
10. Is it nowhere for? Yeah, I reckon 10 and the 11 is what I'm gonna do. So 10 to damage him.
Yep.
And the 11 to get the coins.
Well done.
That's only one more bag of coins I need. And it's just round the corner from me.
Cleaning up. All right, so we've got a 12, though, which means I could take this jewel. We've got a 7, which we know is poison pretty much. So we've got a 6. So I'm going to do the 12 over here and get a jewel. And a 6. What can I do? I can use this 6 over here, which is just good for not to get a penalty, I guess.
Well, it gives you access. You have a 4 there as well, so it
That's
gives you
true.
more numbers to play with.
Okay, let's do
Or
that.
doubles.
And I guess I'm rolling. This is a pretty good mod.
Yeah, it's working well.
Yep. Okay, so we've got a 6 and a 4 is 10. I'm going to damage Derek. And now I've got a 4. 6 and 4 is 10. Right. I've got a 7. And I've got a 5. I'm going to take the 5s, which opens up another number on Derek. So all 3 numbers are open now. And done. Over to you, sir.
So for me, easy enough. I'm gonna take the 8 to give Derek another lump.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna open the 4 up here. And that'll hopefully get me down to the 3 soon enough.
Right.
And then time to roll.
Okay.
And would give me another lump of Derek.
Yes.
Because I
Oh.
can use the black dice.
1 away from killing him.
So that gives me a 4.
And a
A
6.
doubles.
Oh, and a doubles, yeah.
Well, I can use doubles here. Does a 4 benefit me anywhere else?
That's what I'm trying to say. I don't see one anywhere.
So
well-
I'm right.
Oops. All right. All right.
Yep, so
Over
that's
to me.
me.
So I've got a 9, a 7, a 6, and a 4. Nothing that helps me with Derek. Not that I have a chance of catching Derek anymore.
I don't know what you mean.
So let's do... I gotta see if there's a 9. If not, I'm going to take a damage. Wow. So 6, maybe? No. Wow, I've really been left with a whole bunch of lemons here. So I'm going to have to do the... Oh, no. Come on, there's got to be a 7 on the board. Can you magically conjure me a 7 somehow? No.
I can do, but
I'm going to take a damage. So I've got I've got the 4, so a 3 and a 1 is a 4. It goes here. And then I'm stuck with a 9 because I have no black dice to use.
You've got a 10. Oh no,
It's not my roll.
You've
no.
not, yeah.
So no, I'm going to take the -1 damage.
Good, good. That's what I like to hear.
And that's it. And I'm going to roll. Oh, come on, something better. So we've got a 5. Is there a 5 anywhere?
1 and a 4.
I can do the double, so that's always an option, which leaves me with a 7 again, which doesn't help me. I can do the doubles and a 7, but there is no 7. I'd rather do the... Yeah, you know what? It doesn't matter which way I'm going to take a penalty here.
Oh,
maybe not.
To a nicer person.
Maybe not. Because I have... So if I do the 6 and the 4, lets me ding Derek.
And you have a 2.
And I have a 2 to get the jewel there or here. It doesn't really make a difference, but I'll do it here just because. And I'm done, and we're going over to Mike.
Did you
still
mark
okay?
your jewel done?
Oh, no. Yeah, I did.
Okay. Well, mine's is fairly easy. I'm gonna bob the boss with the 10.
And kill him. Nice job.
So that means I get my health back, don't
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah, because it's 2 health back.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Wow.
6. So that gives me a 5, and I have a 5 here I can use. Or I could use this
Yeah.
and then bob the 2. Might as well bob the 2.
What's another jewel?
Yeah.
And now it's your roll. You're marching steadily towards Sir Fish the Rank.
Okay.
You still okay for time?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. We'll finish this off, no problem.
All right.
I think I'm going to use my torch.
Yeah, I think that's where I fell down. I didn't get enough of the treasures.
So that'll let me get this one. The 3.
And finish that off. Nice.
Then I can use the 11 here.
Right, okay.
That gives me a 10 or 11 to use elsewhere. And I have an 11 here.
Yep.
So I'll just use it.
All right. What can we make of what we have? I'm going to go with a whole lot of nothing. So we've got 5. Okay, so that's 10. So we're going to hit Derek again. At least I get that second block of damage filled in. And that leaves me with 12. And I did have another jewel somewhere, did I not? Oh, I've got the... I don't have that. I don't have access to that, I don't think.
No.
But I do have access to the
corner.
gold over here.
Yep.
So let's do that. And that's my turn.
Roll them balls.
Rolling. Okay, low numbers. So what do we got? We've got 4. We've got 4. We've got 2. So we've got 2, 4, and 6. And that's it. 2, 4, and 6. So do I have a 3? No, I don't. 2, 4, and 6. So I can take this 2 up here and get a jewel. which I can choose whichever way I want to go, and that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So 4
There
or
are
6.
doubles as well, so if you need to, you can eat
Yeah,
up
I
a
think
double
I might
slot.
end up doing that. We'll just do this one, so at least I can start accessing that rubble.
Yeah, the 7.
Yeah, and that's it for me. Over to you.
Your roll.
Oh, my bad. I 3D printed a first player token for this that we pass back and forth because I lose track all the time.
Yeah, it can take a wee bit of time to think on whenever.
Yeah, and then you forget whose turn it was.
Yeah, what way I'm going to go around this wee maze.
Yep. So,
did I take that 6?
I don't know.
I think there was a 6 last turn that I did take. I just didn't
probably didn't mark it off yet. Okay. So you're there. You're there. All right. Well, I'm going to mark off this 3 using the 2 and the 1, and I'll grab the gold, which leaves me 10, 9, and 11. So I think I'm going to take it as the 11, which at least opens up this extra jewel for me should I need that. And I'm done. Wait, how come it's... Oh, you have to hit your button, right?
Yeah, so I'm taking my turn now.
Yeah.
So, definitely want the 9. So that gives me a 5.
Yeah, his are filled in already, so you don't even have to unlock them.
Yeah, so I'll take this 5 up here.
Nice. All right, your roll. Okay.
No 4s or 9s.
No. Too bad you can't use one of the ones to subtract from the 5. Is that a thing? No. I mean, you could use a 7 here on the pastry mancer if you had to.
Yeah, it would use one up. I think I would prefer to use the 7 down here though.
Mm-hmm. Open up that jewel.
That would give me a 6 that I need to use somewhere.
I think you can afford to take the damage, Mike.
I don't like pain.
It's 0.
Okay, you talked me into it.
All right, over to me. Okay. Well, I'm going to use the 5 and the 1 to open the 6, which leaves me with a 7 to do something with. To do nothing with, because if I remember correctly, there was nothing to do a 7.
Here.
Oh, yeah, okay. At least I don't have to take a damage. All right, that's it for me. Let's roll. Okay, so we've got a 6 and a 7 and a 10 natural. I could damage Derek. Oh boy. I've got a 3, I've got a 4. Oh, okay, I'm going to use the 2 and the black 2 to damage Sir Fish the rank. So I've either got a 6 or a 10. Something tells me I'm in trouble. No. No. Yeah, I don't see anything. Oh, wait. I've got doubles. The 2 5s. And I do have a double space somewhere right up here. Or here. There we go. Done. Over to Mike.
Okie. Okay. So I want to bop that 7.
Right.
No, that'll give me this. It gives me a 6. Or another 7.
Yeah, you still have one more black die left.
I'll take the no damage.
Okay. Rolling. He likes to get that last roll in there. I love it. And if you happen to be watching this later on, we are playing Dungeons, Dice, and Danger, which is a roll and write for 2 players. It's a dungeon crawl. It's kind of fun.
I'm enjoying it.
Glad.
So I reckon what I'm doing is the 5 and the 4 for the 9.
Absolutely.
And then the 2 and the 3 for the 5. That'll
Okay.
give me this one.
Yep.
And that's a me.
All right, let's see if I can make anything out of this. All right, so we've got, I'm looking for a 4 or a 9. I don't have either. I can't use the black dice, so I've got a 7, a 7, a 6, a 5. None of which I think do anything for me, but there is a doubles. So do I have a double space left? At the very least, I do. So that's the 2 3s. So now I need a 6, which I remember searching for a 6 already, and I don't think there were any left. So I'm going to use my last heal / gem to not take a damage. And that is the end of my turn. So let's roll. Okay, it's got to be something in there. An 8, a 9, a 4. So, God. 12. Okay, well, 12 leaves me 8. Or 6. Because I can take this jewel. I think I'm going to take a damage no matter what here. Yep, so I'm going to take the jewel. So I've got 8 or 6, and that's all I've got, and I don't see anything. Oh, wait. 2 4s. I've got one last doubles up there. Okay, better than damage, I guess. Didn't really get me much, so I'm done.
Definitely. Well, I'm going to grab the 2 6s, so the 12 here.
Yep.
And then I have an 8, which I don't see anywhere for.
No, I think we used them all up. Oh, look at that.
I do. I will grab that one.
Well done.
So I need one more of these things cleared out. I think there is only one more.
One more. Oh, yeah, rubble.
Yeah. So I need a couple of 9s to get the bonus points on that.
Or, well, the 9s are also going to damage Sir Fish the rank. There's a 9.
That does give me a 9 and a 3, and I can use both.
Yep.
So I'll do that. And then I can bop this free here. No, I can't bop that free, but I have a free here.
Right.
And
All
that's me.
So we've got another 9. I'm going to use the 9 as well. And I've got to have a 3 is right here. Unless it would go better somewhere else, but I'm pretty sure that's about all I can do, so done. Quick turn. Let's roll.
Yeah, at this point we sort of know we don't have many moves left.
No, really. So you end up taking a lot of strikes. So that's an 8. Oh, that's a 9 if I use the black. So I'm going to use that. Whoop. And then I've got a 5 or a 5 or a 4. Oh, 4 kills him.
Nice.
So 3 jewels for that. 2, 3. Is that the end?
Now, I get to kill him on my turn as well.
Okay. Okay.
So we both get the free gems.
There you go.
Yeah?
Yeah, if we both kill him on the same turn. Yeah.
Because I can use the 4
And kill him.
and kill him.
And then add your gems.
So that's 1, 2, 3. So I have an 8 I need to use.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Or a
no,
9.
you might take -1.
Or a 9. Do I have somewhere for an 8 or a 9?
I don't see either because you killed him.
Well, I'll use the 9 to kill him, and then I have the 2 2s as a double.
For the double. There you go.
There we go. I don't want minus points.
Yeah, now we got to add it up. So let's add yours up first. So neither of us, it looks like, killed both of the... Oh, I killed both of the Mancers, didn't I? Oh no, you killed one first and I killed one first.
You haven't killed this Mancer.
Oh, you're right.
I killed this one, you killed that one.
Oh man, okay. So let's do yours. So you get none of those. You get none of those. You get 12 for the gold. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So you got 32. And you've got minus nothing. So it's times 3. So that's 60, 72 by my count.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, and that's
5,
only times
6,
3 if you
7,
fill
8,
it up.
9, 10, 11, 12, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Plus
so
12.
20. Yeah, so
So it's 32. Yeah. We'll fill it in just because we're good people. Here we go. There's a 3. And there's a 2.
Woohoo.
And I do not have 32. That's easy. I have. I don't get the times 2. So I only have 5 there. And I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 5. 23.
Minus your 1.
Oh, geez. I have to open that up. Where is it? -1. Is there a 1? Oh, there's no 1. Okay, well, what did I say? 23?
23, yeah.
So it's 22. 22. Way to go, Mike. 32 to 22. It's a wipeout, ladies and gentlemen. Mike's first game of Dungeons, Dice, and Danger. He mops the floor with me.
Yeah, I think what helped me is I managed to try and spider out early.
Yeah, you really did.
To try and get more places open where I could throw numbers.
That's fantastic.
Because you seem to be getting hurt a lot early.
Yeah, I took lumps because I was using free spaces too readily, I guess. But well done.
Thank
what
you
I'm
very
going
much,
to
buddy,
do?
for introducing me.
Oh, thanks for coming again. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to put us on the Be Right Back because I'll be back to play a solo game of Friday in about 10 minutes. And I will just mute us, Mike. So give me a second. Just for a moment. Hey everybody, I'm back. Thanks for sticking around. If you were sticking around, I wanted to give another thanks and shout out to Mike, who has been a great sport and joined me on a couple of streams now. I really do appreciate it, Mike. So thank you very much. Tip of the hat to you. I am now going to try another round where I will most likely fail horribly again of Friday, which is the solo card game by Friedman Freeze. It's an amazing game. It's just extremely difficult. If you're just joining me, I am Dab, the board game noob. And as you'll see in a lot of my streams, I like to fail. I don't like to fail. I just fail a lot. So let's have a go at this. So Friday, if you don't know the game, basically you're playing as Friday, who is an inhabitant of a deserted island in the middle of the South Pacific, and Robinson Crusoe is shipwrecked and lands on your island. He's disturbed your peace. And although you won't be aggressive towards him, you want him off the island. So your job as Friday is to rehabilitate Robinson until he is strong enough to get off the island. And the way you do that is you introduce him to various tests and challenges by way of hazard cards, which you can see over here. And either he's going to get stronger or fail. You start off with a health pool here. If I'm not mistaken, there's 20 in here and there's 2 in there, and we're playing kind of the easiest mode we can possibly play. And it's basically a deck builder. You start off with an extremely weak hand. I'll shuffle these so you can take a look at them. So I'm not doing anything funky, but if you look here in the corner, he starts off with cards that we're going to use to battle the hazards. Well, he does 0 damage or ability because he's weak on that card. -1 because he's distracted. Another 0. A 1. That's not too bad. He's focused. A 0. A 0. So you can see that you start off with some pretty weak cards, but the idea is that you're going to try and win better cards, because when you defeat a hazard, you gain that card. So the cards will have various point values that you can use to defeat cards, and they'll also have special abilities. So the way this works is there's 3 different modes, or I guess stages, we'll call them. There's the green, the yellow, and the red. Obviously you start off on the green. You can see our card there is the green card. We're not too scared. If we flip that, there's the red one. And there's also a yellow in between, which I guess I'll have to search for, but it is in there. And the way this works, we'll start off playing a little round here. You're going to grab 2 hazard cards and you're going to flip them. At this point, you have to choose one to battle or to overcome and put one in the discard pile, which will come around again. When we're through all of these hazard cards, so there's 28 more, in other words, there's 30 to start with, we move on to the next stage and things get harder. So if we take a look at these 2 cards, for example, Robinson can explore the island, and because we're in stage green, he only needs to defeat this card with 1 power, we'll call it. And he has 2 free cards in order to do that. But you saw our hand, that can be challenging. However, it'll be easier than trying to defeat it with 2 power. You can see in stage 2, in the yellow stage, it would actually be, we'd need a 3 to defeat it, and in the final stage we'd need a 6, and the same goes for that. So we're going to start off with trying to do something easier. Now if we beat this card, eventually in our hand we're going to have a 2-powered card with a weapon to use. So we're going to put that as our battling hazard. We're going to discard the one that we're not dealing with at the moment. And as you can see here, there's 2 free cards to pull. So we're going to pull 2 cards from our deck, which is pre-shuffled. So we'll do that card. We're weak. We get a 0. Something tells me I'm reshuffling this because we don't want to get the ones we saw in the search there. And here's card number 2. We're weak. We get a 0. So there's a few things we can do now. Well, actually 2 things we can do. If we want to spend a health, we'll put our health into the health loss. We can pull another card and hope that we can get up to that 1 to eventually defeat it. Or we can take the loss, which is strategically valid sometimes, because every time we what a loss means is we pay the difference between what we've pulled and what the goal was, in this case 1. So we would have to pay 1 health, but we get to discard a card, and this is how you start building up a better hand. So I think we're going to just take our lumps. We're going to pay our 1 health. This gets discarded. We don't win it, unfortunately, but at least we get to discard one of these weeks. It's destroyed would be the right word, not discarded. And this one goes into our discard pile. And then we start again. We're going to pull our 2 hazard cards, flip them over. We have no chance of getting the 4. I know that right off the bat. I'm not being pessimistic. I'm being realistic. All right, so let's put that there, and we are going to be basically another exploring the island. Now this time, if we do win this somehow, we're going to get a 1 powered card, and it also has a power, which is doubling. In other words, we get to double another card that we play. If and when we get to use this card, we get to double its power, which can be very beneficial. So again, we get to pull 2 of our own cards for free. So there's a 1. We've already beat it, so we can stop now. I'm going to stop at this point. We've won this hazard. So Robinson did a great job because he was focused. He's successfully explored the island. So they go into our discard pile. And we move on. 2 hazards come out. We flip them over. Both of these are zeros. So with the raft to the wrecked. So he's going to go with the raft to the wrecked and see what he can find. These times, if we win, so our goals are 0 on both of them, it comes down to which special power we actually want. So I'd prefer to play for this +2 cards. In other words, whenever this card gets played, we can play 2 cards for free to try and beat whatever goal we're trying to do. So let's keep that one. We'll discard that one. We only get to pull 1 card, so we're looking for a 0, not a negative, which is always possible. And we got a 0, so we're fine. We won this little encounter. We're going to take that card. Again, that card doesn't do much for our power to battle things, but it has a nice power of its own. So moving on. 2 cards out. Both are 2, so further exploring the island. This one will give us the opportunity to destroy a terrible card in our hand if we want to. And this will allow us to exchange. Now, what I usually do when I'm not sure about some of the rules, there's a nice little reference book here, which I will focus on. And you can see I'll scroll down to the page that shows you the... Oh, so for example, here's exchange. So you place one of the other drawn face-up fighting cards on the Robinson discard pile. I can choose a card I've already used for the special ability and draw a new card as a replacement. So we're literally exchanging a card. And then you can see a destroy there. Not all fighting cards in the Robinson stack are helpful. With this special ability, you turn one of the other drawn fighting cards face down. The abilities of this card are cancelled for the actual fight, but the card still counts as a fighting card and has a fighting value of 0. This card cannot be removed anymore by another special ability. After the end of the fight, you destroy this face down card and remove it from the game. So that's a pretty strategic one. I think I'm going to go for this exchange. We don't have a lot of chance of winning it, but again, we're trying to clear out our hand of some of those bad cards anyway. So we get to pull 3 cards for this. Let's see where, and we're looking for a total of 2 power. So Robinson was weak and he's a 0. Robinson was distracted and he's -1. And we get to pull 1 more card. And he was weak again. So we are 3 away from defeating this because we got -1 and we need a 2. So we are going to pay. There's no point trying to draw more terrible cards and still not get it. So we're going to pay our 3 damage, 3 life points, I guess you can call them. And we get to destroy all 3 of these cards. They're now out of our hand. And those negative ones especially are great to destroy. So we don't win this though, so it goes back into the discount pile for there. And we're going to do it again. So 1 hazard card, 2 hazard card. And again, if you're watching this and I'm playing this wrong, I am the board game noob. I have to remind people of that all the time. The board game noob. Let me know in chat or in comments. I appreciate it. So let's flip these over. Exploring the island and exploring the island. The only difference is this card will give us 2 power. This card will give us 1, but it also has a destroy special feature. I think we're going to go for this one for the 2 power. We need stronger hands, I think. And we get to pull 2 free cards. So let's pull. Number 1 is a 1. So we've already got our goal. So let us take the win. He was focused. Way to go, Robinson. And we're going to take those 2 cards into our discard pile for now and pull 2 new hazard cards. Okay, so exploring the island, or with the raft to the wreck. Now this one has a goal of 0, and this one has a goal of 1. We get to pull 2 cards for that and 1 card for that. And this has the power copy. So let's take a look at what copy does for us. Down there, you can copy the special ability of one of the other drawn fighting cards to use it again. That's pretty good. But I don't know if we're going to get a 1. Don't know, but let's do it. Let's live a little. Robinson's feeling good today. We hope. We get to pull 2 cards, so let's see what happens. Bad start. He's distracted. Robinson, what are you doing? And another -1. Oh, so we're going to take 3 lumps right now. But I don't see that we have a choice. At least we get rid of those 2 cards. So 1, 2, 3. See how quickly the health goes down there? And we are going to dump these 2, destroy these 2 -1 cards. Go away. All right, 2 more hazards. We have some pretty bad cards left in this deck, I think. Oh boy, so we've got further exploring the island, which we need a power of 2 to defeat. We get to draw 3 cards, and we get a +1 card and a 2 fighting card. It's tempting, but I don't see how we're ever going to get to that 2. And this one is a 0 fight. We only get to pull 1 card. You know what? I said again, let's live a little. I could lose this game really quickly. I've lost these games really, really quickly. Oh, so we get to pull 3 cards, and we're looking for a total of 2 power. There's a 0. Good old weak Robinson. There's a -1. Oh, boy. And there's a 2. So we're at 1 right now. Now, to win this card, because it's a pretty good card, is it worth spending the 1 health and pulling another card? Let's do it. Let's do it. And we got a 0. I'm not going any further than that. So unfortunately, we have to take our loss. So we don't win this card. We only lose 1 health because we were 1 away from the target. I'm going to discard that -1, obviously. So let's, destroy it. We've discarded the other ones. We still have a lot of 0s in our hand. It's kind of crappy. But there's still 16 hazard cards left before we would go up to level 2. So we still have a while to get our hand a little bit stronger. Oof. Further explore the island. We needed 2. We have 3 cards to do it in. Getting a 4 with 4? No, we're not going to get that. There's no way. So let's stick with that one. How many cards we have left here? We only have 4 cards left. So we have 3 free cards to try and get 2. Oh no, that's it. So what happens when you've filled up Robinson's discard pile and you have no more cards to draw? You then have to draw an aging card. And I'm just going to open these up to show you. There's some bad things in the aging card. Distracted, -1. Moronic, -4. There's some bad things in there. So we're going to have to draw one of those. There is no choice. We're going to drop that in our active pile. We're going to take our discard pile, flip it over, put it on there, and shuffle them a whole bunch of times and hope we don't get that bad one right away. We have 1 more card to... Oh, 2 more cards we can draw for free. So let's do that. Another 0. He's very weak. And a 1. I'm not going to pay another one. I'm going to take our lump. So we're 1 apart from being successful. We have to pay 1 health. And we're going to discard one of these weak 0s. We don't win that encounter card or hazard card. And we put these back. All right, drawing 2 more hazards and picking 1. Well, we know we're not getting the 4, so that's out, right? Oops, I meant to destroy that. What? Wait a minute. Where are those all from? Those were supposed to be in my... I'm going to have to put them in the discard. I think they were supposed to be in there, but don't know what happened. So we're going to play against Exploring the Island. We need a power of 1, and we have 2 free cards to draw. A week. Let's fix that to 90. There we go. Oops. We did get a pull 2 cards, which is good. So let's use that card. You just tilt it to use its special powers. And we get to pull 2 more cards. Our highest card equals 0. So basically, no matter what I pull here, it's worth 0. So that was a waste. So we're still 1 short on all of these. This gets discarded. And let's see here. We'll discard this one back into our pile. We'll definitely discard that one. I have to take that one back because I need 2 health to get rid of it. And we paid 1 health, so we're going to destroy this weak one. My cat is trying to break into this room. It's crazy. All right. We've got 1. We've got 2 hazard cards. Okay, Exploring the Island. Well, we know we're not getting 5, so let's immediately get rid of the cannibals. Exploring the Island. Again. We need 1 power to defeat it. We have 2 cards to do it in, and this is a decent card. It's going to give us 1 power and an extra life. So here's hoping we get something here. So 1. Well, we did it. Okay, so we won that card. So let's take that and take that. 1 hazard, 2 hazard. Both are 0s. This is a very good card to win. Basically, anytime we play it, it's going to take us down a phase. So if we get bumped up to the yellow phase, which we will very soon, and we get to play this one, we can take it down to a green phase. And the idea with the game is, once you've gone through this deck 3 times, you can then face 2 pirates. If you defeat those 2, they're very hard to defeat. They're like bosses, obviously. If you defeat the 2 pirates, you made it off the island. I've never gotten to defeat the pirates. I got to the pirates once and immediately died. So let's do that phase card. We're going to, with the raft to the wreck, we need a 0. We get to pull 1 card. Watch it be a -1 or something. It's a 0, so we're okay. We're going to take that card gladly and grab 2 more hazard cards. And take a sip of a drink here. Kombucha. Well, the 5 is more cannibals. This is not a bad card. We have 1 card to get a 0, and it's a +2 card, which is, I mean, it's a 0 fighting power, but it's a +2 card. So 1 is a 0. We'll stop right there and take both of them. 2 more hazard cards. Come on, give us something. Okay, nope, not taking the chance with that one. This one gives us 1 power and a life should we win it. We have 2 cards to get 1. All right, we got it right away. And we could use the double power, but I think you have to have another card out to do that. But anyway, we won, so let's grab those. Way to go, Robinson. 1 hazard, 2 hazard. Okay. This one, he's taking the raft to the wreck again. We get to pull 1 card and we're looking for a 0. It does have a bonus life, but it's 0 fighting power. This one, I mean, it seems like a low target power, and we have 3 cards to do it. I just don't know. I don't even know what's left in here. Is there anything left in there? I think that's the last card because of the ones that messed up there, but whatever it is, it is. Let's do the 0 challenge. The 0 challenge. We'll pull that. Yeah, that's the last one. And we got a 2. So we won that one at least, thankfully. But we're out of cards, so I have to pull another aging card. Bring these out here. Flip them. Shuffle them. Oh no, I gotta shuffle that one in too. So let's put them down here. Shuffle them up. And we'll move on. We've got 2 hazard cards left, and we're moving up to the next phase. 1, 2. Buckle my shoe. With the raft to the wreck. Both of them both have a target of 0. This one gets to exchange the 2 cards. We've seen that. And below the pile, what is that? Below the stack, you place one of the other drawn fighting cards back below the Robinson stack. If you choose one of the free cards from the left side of the hazard cards, you draw an exchange card. Oh, you can draw an exchange card. The Robinson stack must be consistent. Okay, that's confusing. I'm sure I can make sense of it if I had more time, but let us do the exchange. So let's take that raft out to the wreck. We get to pull 1 card, and we're looking for at least 0. No negatives. We got a 0. Plus 2 life, so we're immediately using that. I'm going to grab those 2. And we're going to take both of those. And now we're done. So what we have to do is I have to find the right card. I forget how to do that. There we go. We're in phase yellow with the 2 eyes glaring at us from the forest. Not creepy or anything. Ooh. All right. And we're going to grab these. We're going to rotate them. Going to flip them. Going to put them back. And we're going to schmuffle them all up. Schmuffle, schmuffle, schmuffle. All right, let's pull them. 2 hazard cards. We're now looking at the yellow spaces. Holy moly. Well, we're not going to get 9. I guarantee you that. So we're going to take the raft out to the wreck again, and we're going to search through the wreck and see if we can win this meh card. We get to pull 1 card. And we got it. Of course, it's a decent card that we probably could have used somewhere else, but 'tis what it is. We win. Hooray. All right. No more meh cards. Let's get some good cards that aren't crazy. Another 9. Okay, cannibals, you go away. You drive me crazy. I don't know if they're fine young cannibals, but anyway. We get to pull 1 card. We're looking for 0. And we got a 0. So we won that one. At least it gives us a life. It's better than a kick in the boots. In the butts? I don't know. Whatever. 2 hazard cards. 1, 2. All right. So we've got a 5 and a 5. We don't really have a choice. This one is going to give us a life. This one has that destroy feature. Let's do the one for a life. Does have a 2 fighting power if we somehow get to 5. And we get to pull 3 cards. So let's see. 1. -1. Good start. 2. 0. Highest card is a 0. Why would, like, do I have to use that? I guess I do. So that just kind of kills me right here. 2. So that's a 0. And we're -1 and 5. I have to pay 6 health. Oof. All right. 1. We're almost going to be dead. See what I mean? How quickly you can go down? 5, 6. Whew. And we can get rid of some cards here. So I'm going to keep that one. Costs 2 to get rid of that. So that leaves us with 4. And we don't even need those. We're going to take that. But we don't win this card either. All right. Hazard. Hazard. A 5 and a 7. Luck is not with us today, friends. Let's put the 7 back. We get to pull 3 cards and see if we can get up to 5. There's a 1. After a couple of times with this mod, when you win some of these, they go in upside down and I have to manually flip them. Not a big deal. Still a great mod. So that's 2. Oh, let's use the +1 life because we're going to need it. And this is also a +1 life, so we're going to take that too. So we're at 2. We need 5, and I get to pull 1 more card. So we're only at 3. So the question is, do I want to pull another card, pay the health, and hope that it's got 2 on it? Or just pay the 2. The problem is I don't want to discard any of these. I'm going to pull 1. Let's just pull 1. Pay 1, pull 1. And it's a 0, of course. Oh, but it's a 0 with +2 cards. Another 0, that's 1. And a 0. Hooray for us. So after all that, we're still screwed. So we're at 3. It's a 5. I have to pay 2 more. This is going to be a quick game, ladies and gentlemen. And we get to discard 2. Well, weak is gone. And weak is gone. And we do not win this. And these go back into our discard pile. Robinson, my man. Not doing well. Okay, 2 hazard cards. 1, 2, and they're both 1s. They're both with the raft to the wreck. Let's do the destroy one, just cause. No real reason. I could care less if we win those, actually. All right, so we have 1 card to pull 0. Watch us pull a -1. Nope, we got 1. And we get to double it. All right, well, we won, so at least there's no health loss on that one. I have a grand total of what, 5 health left? Not great. 1, 2, flip. Okay, we need 1 for this one. We need 7 for that one. I'm going to go the chicken route and pick the one we need 1 for. We get to pull 1 card. We need a 1. Come on. And we get a 0, but I get to pull 2 cards. 1 card. And we got a 1. I'm not going further than that. We win this card. Everything goes into our discard pile. All right, 2 more hazard cards out. Oop. And we've got a 3 and a 7. Well, again, being prudent, we're going to go for the 3 because our luck has not been with us on the draw this time. We have to pull 2 cards. So there's a 0, and the highest card is a 0. It's an aging card again. Oh boy. Oops. And the phase -1. I am playing that right away. There we go. Put that down to 1. But it doesn't affect this particular round. And we are 3 short. We are nearly dead. All right. Keeping this one. I got to pay my 3 health. So 1, 2, 3. We're down to 2 health, but at least 2 of those 3 let me discard that aging card. We lost that one. 1, 2 hazard cards. Come on, give us something achievable. Got to go for this 3. So he's going to explore the island a little bit more, and we need 3 to beat it. We can pull 2 cards. 1, 2. Oop. Let's fix that. Oh, right away I'm going to use this life because we're going to end up paying a life. I'm not going to pay a life to try and achieve it, though. I don't think. No. Nope. Oh wait, we're only trying to get the first power. The 1, because we went down a phase. So I'm taking the life. We did win that one, so I'm gonna win these 3 cards. Take it when you can get it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, 1 hazard card, 2 hazard card. We're down in phase 1 again. Let's be brave and go for this 2. So he's going to further explore the island. If we win it, we have a 2 power card with the sort 3 card special power. We get to pull 3 cards, but I don't have any. Pulling another aging card in. Grabbing all these. Oop. Flippy. Put them on. Shuffle them up. All right, so we're pulling our 3 cards now. No aging cards. Come on. A 1. Oh, we get 1 more. We need 1 more. A 0, because he's weak. And a 0, but we get to pull 2 more cards. So we're there. Maybe. A 2. We did it. So we won that card. Hooray, we won something. Discard. We get that hazard card. Discard. Okay, moving on. This game moves at a good pace. 2 hazard cards. We've got a 2. I think we can be a little braver now and go for the slightly better one. So he's going to further explore the island. We need 2 power, and we're going to draw up to 3 free cards. So there's 1. We get a life. I'm using it right away. Second card, a 1, and we get to double that card. So we're already past it anyway with the 2. So we won. 1, 2, 3. All right, 2 more hazard cards. Oh, we only have 1. Good thing we used that phase because we're now going back up a phase again. Okay, let's get them in line here. Shuffle them up. Pull our second one. So we're now looking at the yellow phase again. I'm still not brave enough to go for something that high. Even though, oh, what happened there? There we go. Even though it's possible, but let's stick to that one. See if we can play that -1 phase card again. That would be nice, wouldn't it? So we need a 3 on this one, and we have 2 cards to do it in. So 1, 0, but 2 life. So let's do that right away. You tilt the card, by the way, so that you remember you used its power. And our second card is a 1. So I think we need to pay a life and roll the dice or grab a card and hope we can get up to that 3 here. Or did I just waste it, really? Well, we didn't get there, but I'm going to grab that life back. So we lost by 1. So that's the same thing as paying. So I'm going to pay that again and pull an additional card, which is a 0, but we get a life. So we did lose, but we've only have a difference of 1. So I get to discard 1 card. I'm going to have to discard, well, first of all, I pay the life. I'm going to have to discard one of the 0s. We do not win that card, and these go back into our discard pile. All right. Hazard. A 9 and a 3. No choice. We're going for the 3. And he's going to explore the island. We get to pull 2 cards. We're trying to win this 1 power card. Kind of sad, really. I have to look that destroy thing up again. 1 copy. I think we just are dead here. Okay, let's look at that destroy thing again. Destroy, where'd it go? Not all fighting cards from side are helpful. With this special ability, you turn one of the other drawn fighting cards face down. The abilities of the card are canceled. The card still sounds a fighting card with a fighting value of 0. The card cannot be removed anymore by another special ability. After the end of the fight, you destroy this face down card. Well, that means we've lost this round, so I'm immediately going to discard this because it doesn't help me. And this would have been face down, but we're destroying it. So it gets destroyed, I guess. We don't win this, but I lose 3 health. 1, 2, 3. I guess I could have used that to get rid of another 0 card, so let's do that. Man, we're just... Sometimes this game just goes so badly off the rails. It's not the game's fault, it's just a difficult game. Alright, let's explore the island. And again, we get to pull 2 cards, and we're looking for a total of 3 power. 1. -2. Oh, and 2. So we're at 0. Holy crud. I have to pay 1. No, we're not going to win this. There's no way. And draw an additional card, which is phase -1. So that's great for next time. But it didn't add anything. So that's 3 health. We're dead. We're dead. Robinson died. Friday did not help him well enough. I failed at Friday. I don't know what to tell you. Happy Friday, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did join me, I appreciate it. If you chatted, I appreciate it. If you follow me, I appreciate it. None of it is necessary. I'm just glad you're here. I guess I'm going to end it there. I look forward to seeing you all again soon. And I hope this technically is getting better every time. Take it easy, everybody.